Hey guys, Kathleen Penner here from Plenty of Sunshine Travel. We are going to be meeting with Kim today, and Kim is from Viking Cruises, and I'm very excited to have this meeting with her. She just got back from touring a ship in Toronto, their expedition ship. So Viking isn't just river and ocean, now they're in expedition. So I can't wait to show you guys that. So let's hop aboard and go there now. Everybody, and welcome to this week's cruise chat. I'm Kathleen Penner, owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today I'm joined by Kim. And as you can see, Kim is from Viking Cruises, and I'm very excited to meet with you. This is the first opportunity I had actually to meet with you personally, although I've met with Viking a few other times with the other Kim that is now retired. And I want you guys, I know that, people who are my subscribers, you already know that, but those who are new to our channel, go back and look at our playlist. I have 5 recordings that I did with Viking, and we have some really great info on there. We've covered some great brand overviews and a whole bunch of other stuff. So after you're done watching this, head on over to the playlist because there's a lot of great content. But today I'm very excited because we are going to be talking about some really cool things. So I'm just going to turn this right over to you, Kim.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I'm so happy to be here today with you, chatting on Viking. Lots of new things going on. So what I'm going to chat about today is I'm going to talk a little bit about what 2024 and 25 is looking like already. We're going to start with a sort of an overview of where Viking is today. We're going to chat about some really interesting promotions that we have, some free air promotions, also a couple new itineraries. I'm going to talk about the most popular itineraries. And then I'm going to dive into our expedition ships. I was lucky enough to have just seen one of them. So I really am excited about it. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started with a video.
Great.
To everyone in the Viking family, happy 25th anniversary. It is hard to believe that the little company we started on August 5th, 1997, has become the Viking of today. But we knew even from those early days that we wanted Viking to be different. We had a vision that travel could be more destination-focused and culturally enriching. We wanted to offer experiences designed for the thinking person. I like to say it all began with 2 guys and 2 mobile phones. 25 years ago, we invented the category of modern river voyages, and soon after that, we introduced our concept on the waterways of Europe. In 2012, we introduced our revolutionary Viking longships, which have now become synonymous with European river voyages. With the introduction of our small ship ocean voyages in 2015, we reinvented the category and brought the focus back to the destinations. In the years since, we've built an identical fleet of elegant, all-veranda sister ships. Now we are perfecting expedition voyages and taking our guests even further to some of the most pristine destinations on Earth. We have really become a global brand, one Viking, with 10,000 employees exploring 20 rivers, 5 oceans, 5 Great Lakes, and all 7 continents, all in comfort. Our approach has resonated with curious travelers, and we're very proud to have been voted the world's #1, both for oceans and rivers, by both Travel and Leisure and Condé Nast Traveler. No other cruise line has simultaneously earned #1 in its categories from both of these prestigious publications. We still think of ourselves as a little company, but I must say that what we have managed to accomplish is remarkable. And one thing is for sure, we did not get here alone. Our success is thanks to those in our extended Viking family, our wonderful guests, and our dedicated staff. To our guests, thank you for continuing to trust us with your travels. We look forward to welcoming you back on board soon. And to our staff, Thank you for making Viking who we are. The first 25 years have been good, but I feel we're just getting started. This year, we're taking delivery of our first expedition ship, the Viking Hortensis, and we will soon welcome her sister ship, the Viking Polaris. Our new vessel on the Mekong, the Viking Saigon, is currently sailing her first voyage. Later this month, we will launch a new ship on the Nile, the Viking Osiris, and we will bring our modern river voyages to America for the first time with the arrival of the Viking Mississippi. We have come really far in these 25 years, but I suspect we have much further to go. When you reach the top, there is really only one way to go: onwards.
Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
I love that video.
Wow,
I just feel that it gives such a great general overview of Viking and where we are today. And actually, I have a little bit of an update. That video was actually filmed sort of earlier on in the year. And since then, we just won the they were talking about winning the Condé Nast and Travel and Leisure Award for River and Ocean. And last month, we were also voted Best Cruise Line for Expedition as well. So that's an update. I'm so proud of all of our accomplishments. So
absolutely, yes, absolutely, that's incredible. And thinking about awards, I actually won the #1 best travel agent in all of Hamilton, Ontario, with the Spectator Readers' Choice Awards as well. So I think we're a good partnership for that one. So number one, there you go. Look at that.
You know what? I know how much hard work it takes to be such an accomplished advisor. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
That's really such a great accomplishment.
Just a little brag.
Well
there.
done.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
and I can't get over your ships. Incredible. I love the
ships.
Expeditions. Yeah.
Yeah, the ships are incredible. You know, we're now up to 97 river ships across Europe, the Mississippi, the Mekong, and the Nile. So we've got 27 different itineraries in Europe alone.
Goodness.
And then we've got expanded. I mean, really, when people think about Viking, they probably think about us first on the river. But we've evolved. About 7 years ago, we acquired our ocean fleet. So we have 9 now, with a new one coming actually towards the end of this year. So that's going to make it 10. And one thing I love about these ocean ships is that they are all small ocean sailing ships, so 900 passengers on board. And then they're all balconies. And one thing about being a smaller ship is it allows you to get into some interesting ports that some of the bigger cruise ships can't get into. Absolutely. So we'll have 10 by the end of the year. And then, of course, as they alluded to in the video, we actually have 2 expedition ships now in our fleet. So the Viking Hortensis and the Viking Polaris, and the Mississippi as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about expedition, just because I'm super excited that I got to see the ship, and I wanted to share my excitement with everybody. So.
Yes, and there's just something about seeing it in person, and you really get the feel of the ship. The pictures are great, but once you're on board, you're like, oh wow, I love these serene colors, and it's making me feel very relaxed. And it's just something about the feel of ships. I just love them. So I'm looking forward to hearing about your experience.
Yeah. I got there a little bit. She was in port in Toronto, actually, just finishing her Great Lakes, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what she was doing, but we'll go into expedition in a little bit. But really, I think the question I get asked the most is, what are your top itineraries? And if I'm new to river cruising, which one should I be choosing? So I'm going to just share some of those with you. Our top river itineraries, of course, everyone wants to see the Rhine. Here you've got the incredible scenery along the Rhine. Most of the sailing here is done during the day. This is an 8-trip destination cruise that's going to all sorts of beautiful stops along the way along the Rhine. So that is one of our top 3. And then the other one, of course, is the romantic Danube. Again, you're making some incredible stops. You're stopping in places like Vienna, like Melk, beautiful scenery, lots of things to do. We've got lots of different excursions. Excursions are included. So there's lots of things to see and do on those two itineraries. But then our most popular, and actually about 50% of our guests choose the Grand European Tour, because this is a 15-day itinerary. You're sailing along the Rhine, the Main, and the Danube, and then you're stopping in lots of different destinations. And we sort of saw post-pandemic that people changed the way they traveled a little bit. People wanted to go for longer journeys. And so the Grand European is a great way to see Europe on the river, and a great way to sort of just have a nice relaxing vacation. Of course, you can do pre or post in both. So those are our top 3 river itineraries.
Wonderful.
And then the nice thing right now is that we have some interesting promotions. It's going to be a busy year next year on 2024 and 2025. We've seen a lot of our capacity. We're probably sitting around 65% to 70% sold already, if you can believe that.
Yes, so we need to get you guys on board quick, because those suites are going to be gone.
Yeah, so true. We're seeing that post-pandemic, people again had money in their pocket and they really wanted to travel. And so it's been 2023 was very busy. 2024 is going to also be very busy, and even into 2025. But we, as I mentioned to you, the Grand European Tour is 50% of our guests start with this one. And then I just wanted to mention that we do have free air on this particular tour from Canadian Gateways. And it is going to be, those free air promotions are for next July and August. So
not in the off season at all. That's when a lot of people want to travel. Incredible deal. Wow.
I know, it really is. I went to have a look to see. We had some other months as well, but as I mentioned, because things are selling out so quickly, we currently only have July and August available. So this one either starts in Amsterdam and then ends in Budapest, or you can do the opposite. So you can fly into one city and then fly out of the other. So take advantage of that free air promotion in July and August. And then we actually have a new itinerary. This one is a little bit interesting. Not only is it new, but we call it a combination cruise. So this one is actually starting in Avignon and ending in Lyon. So you're doing some sailing in France, which is so beautiful. And then we're actually busing you through Burgundy. So you can imagine the incredible scenery that you're going to be seeing. And then you pick back up another cruise in Basel, ending in Amsterdam. So we call this a combination cruise. So you're seeing Lyon, you're seeing Provence, and the Rhineland as well. So this is new, and you'll see more combo cruises from Viking as well. And here we also have a free air promotion. Here we're looking at the month of March, August, October, and November. So there's specific, not for the whole entire months, there's sort of specific dates.
Right.
And that you'll help the guest choose the right date that might work for them. But yeah, take advantage of that one, that free air promotion. And then we also have a new itinerary too. This one is Vienna to Bucharest. And this is called Capitals of Eastern Europe. So here, this is 17 days. You're seeing, again, some iconic cities. There's a couple of overnights. You can overnight in Bucharest, and then Vienna as well at the end. I love Vienna. It's my favorite European city. So it's really nice that that we dock there and they actually have an overnight. So this is a great itinerary. And then we have free air on this one in July, August, and November as well. So specific dates, not the entire months, but I know that you'll, again, help guests choose.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So, yeah. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about our expedition now. And it was interesting because when I went to see her and dock in Toronto, I got there a little early. One, I was excited to see her, and two, I really wanted to get a feel of what the guests were saying about the ship or how they were feeling. So I got there a little bit early,
Mhm.
as people were disembarking, and of course, no one knew I was working for Viking. So I
Right.
just simply asked a couple of people, "How was your cruise?" They had done the Great Lakes itinerary, and
Mhm.
everyone just said, "Wow, it just exceeded all of our expectations."
Oh,
We
that's
just
what you
can't
want to
say
hear.
enough nice things. So I always feel that that was a bit of a candid review.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
awesome.
wanted to ask you if you had seen her at all, traveling through the Great Lakes or any of the itinerary. Just wanted to see if you had seen her.
Oh, I wish I did. I didn't realize. I should pay attention to where she is because I'm so close to Toronto. And I can get there in like 45 minutes. I'd love to see her. Oh, it'd be beautiful. I have not yet. I've seen pictures, but like you said, it's just not the same as when you get on board and you get that feeling. But it would be incredible to get on board for that. That would be great.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
well.
Well, we'll
Mhm.
have to get you on board to have a look, and then
Yeah, a
you can
nice tour.
share some videos and share that with all your viewers. It's such
Yeah,
a beautiful ship.
absolutely. As you guys all know, I love to do room tours and just, whole ship tours. So that would be phenomenal. It would be great to do that. So pay attention and subscribe to our channel and you'll see it. So yeah. Although you might
Wonderful.
as well get on board yourself. So info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com will get you on board too. So
Wonderful. Thank you.
yeah.
We have two expedition ships in our fleet.
Mhm.
These are brand new builds. They just came out in 2022. They are identical ships, as all of our ships are identical to each other. Rivers are identical, and oceans are all identical, and also same with expedition. They were specifically built for expedition. So going up into Antarctica, some of the remote areas of the world. One thing I love about these two ships is that they're smaller ships. Again, they're so only 378 passengers,
Beautiful.
and a great crew ratio as well. So almost 300 crew. So half of the people on board are there to pamper and serve you while you're sailing in these beautiful waters. Um, so
Oh,
we
nice.
go to a few different areas that I wanted to share with you.
Mhm.
One of them, of course, is Antarctica, where really very few people in the world have been to. So what is, I think it's 0.01% of the world's population have ever been to Antarctica. So it's really a unique opportunity to travel to this area and see the wonders that it has to offer, the remote areas, the scenery, of course, the wildlife, and so just such a wonderful experience. And first
Absolutely.
of all, you fly from Buenos Aires
Mhm.
into Ushuaia, and
Okay.
then pick up the cruise from there.
Mhm.
Our Antarctica is an 13 day,
Okay.
and then we've got some different itineraries as well. So I'm going to share a little bit about that with you.
Please.
I
Beautiful.
think the first thing when I walked on board the ship was just, a whole wow. At Viking, we don't really like to throw around the word luxury very much because luxury is something different for everybody. So what
Yeah.
I consider
Mhm.
luxurious might be different from what you
Right.
consider luxurious.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, but the first thing I thought was, wow, this is luxurious. So I am going to declare that ahead of time. And
Beautiful.
then I think it's also keeping with the Viking philosophy is that people on board these ships are curious travelers.
Mhm.
They are people that are destination focused. They are people that want to learn a lot while they're on board. But really, my opinion of the ship is that it is just a viewing platform. No matter where you look when you're on board the ship, and here you can see you're in the interior bow of the ship, so you can sit here and look out at the view. You can grab a drink. There's a lounge just around the corner, so you can
Mhm.
take in the beautiful scenery. So that was the first thing that stood out to me
Yeah.
about the ship.
And
And then
I loved how the chairs, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I love how the chairs are turned to look out. A lot of times in those observation lounges, it's more set up for conversation as opposed to actually observation. And I just loved how it's turned and you can just, you're there to experience everything that's out there. And I think it's nice that it's designed for that too.
yeah, someone said to me, even if you didn't leave the ship at all, so
Mhm.
you wanted to see Antarctica, but you weren't really into zodiacs and adventure, that this ship enables you to do that. So thank you for that comment. That's great. It's because everywhere you look on board the ship is out, you're looking outside.
Yeah.
And the Viking ship is new. So it is the newest ship sailing in Antarctica. Some of the other itineraries or some of the other competition will use refurbished Navy ships. So which is fine if you really are into adventure, but this is luxury. And so we have not only from, as you mentioned, the Explorer Lounge where you're looking out, but you can sit in the back of the ship. We've got 2 areas here. You can just sit here and relax. You talk about the day. Even from the spa, which is in the top corner there, you can just sit in the spa in the pool and look out at the ship. And then you can see in the guest room as well. The lady there is actually in her suite. Even there, they've thought about every single detail, and they've designed the ledge. They've designed the ledge where you can sit with your binoculars or sit and look out and view. And then you've got the winter garden, the top of the ship there. So every place you look, there's a view. And then, of course, these are the things that you'd be looking at. So we have scheduled landings that are limited to guests to go out. You can see lots of different wildlife like the penguins. And then, of course, there's some activities too. If you want to take in, look at that beauty.
I know. Oh my goodness. I was in Iceland this past summer and I learned all about those glaciers that have broken off. And when it's the blue like that, that means it's newly broken. The sun hasn't changed the color of it yet. And it takes about 36 hours to change color into pure white. So that's super cool that that's the blue. Oh, I'd love to kayak really, or, get really close to it. That's incredible.
So we've got kayaks, we've got zodiacs and stuff that can take you out and do some exploring, and of course landing when they are able to do so. But I think the other cool thing that I wanted to share with everyone is that not only is this a ship designed for guests, but it's also we also have actual scientists on board. They're conducting scientific experiments. They're doing things like putting up this weather balloon, and the data is coming back to the ship. So once it's launched, the guests can go in. There's an area where they can view, or even on in the TV in their guest rooms, to see what the atmosphere is, what it's doing. And so the data that the balloon is giving off. But sorry, I also wanted to say, I didn't have a picture of it, that there is a lab on board too, where they're conducting the experiments, and the guests can go down to the lab and see what they're doing. So they're mapping the ocean floor. They've got cameras. You can go out with them on their zodiacs if you are interested, and actually partake in the particular experiment that they're doing.
That's
so
cool.
pretty interesting opportunity.
Absolutely. And I see a lot of the people in that picture are wearing red. So I'm assuming those are parkas that are included.
That's a great question. And everyone asks me that. What should I pack? You don't really need to pack anything. We have all the gear there for you. So you just hop in the gear on your way out. We've even got the boots for you. They disinfect everything, which is interesting, because they don't want any contaminants in Antarctica. Right. So they do have all the things there. And then when you get back, they take them off and then keep them warm. And then if you've got your clothes, we actually have a warming closet in the actual guest rooms as well. So if you wanted to hang them up, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, great question. Everything is included. And then I'm just going to leave Antarctica for a moment and talk about some of the other itineraries. I know that you probably live close to the Welland Canal, or have traveled over the Welland Canal. I think it takes about maybe 13 minutes to go over the bridge area, but it actually takes us about 12 or 13 hours to transit through on our ship. Yeah. And this particular ship was built for the Welland Canal, which is 78 feet across, and she's just squeaking in there at 77 feet. So we do some Great Lakes itineraries.
Looks like a tight squeeze in there. Goodness. Yeah. Wow, that's incredible.
And then, so those are some of the itineraries on the Great Lakes. I'm not going to go through them all, but they have been wonderful experiences. So people that don't want to hop on a plane and travel to Europe, but they do want a interesting cruise on our expedition ship can take advantage of these Great Lake itineraries. So I talked to someone who had actually been on 150 cruises in their lifetime. Now that's a dedicated cruiser, and they told me that the Great Lakes was one of their top 3 that they've ever done. So
wow.
I thought that I wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, awesome. Incredible.
And then we're also doing, these are new itineraries on our expedition ships. These are going up into the high Arctic, up into the areas again, what are remote. And here you've got a few different itineraries to choose from. So if you've always wanted to go to the Arctic, and see some interesting destinations and wildlife, these itineraries were just released. So check that out. And then actually when I was in Toronto, seeing the Octantis, she was getting ready to do a repositioning. So she was going from Toronto, making her way through the Americas, through Chile and Peru. And then she was making her 65-day voyage back to Antarctica. So of course she repositions twice a year. So if anyone's looking for a little something longer to do, who wants to see those areas on these beautiful ships, they do reposition. So they are a half a world cruise, so 65 days.
Amazing.
So beautiful. I just wanted to share that with you. And I know we're getting, we must be close to the end of the time, but I just wanted to share with you that we do have a current promotion where we are offering international airfare on many destinations, and then the $25 deposit. So you can just, all you need to do is put $25 deposit down to hold your cruise for next year. So I wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, I mean, anybody can do that. That's incredible. Wow.
Really, the other question that I get asked a lot is about when is the best time to book? And so really what I say is the best time to book is now, not to wait.
Everything goes so fast. Yeah.
The itineraries are going quickly. You shared with me about one of your guests who waited to book and then didn't have the space available for them. So
yes, she was looking at one of your extended journeys and she was like, oh, it's got 1 suite left. Let me think on it. And I'm like, oh, do you want me just to hold it for you? And she's like, no, let me think. She came back 3 days later and it was gone. The whole ship is sold out now. So if you see it and you like it, put a deposit down and we'll make a decision after, some time, because that's not bad at all.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. So I think that's sort of what I wanted to share with you today. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to you for inviting me. It's great to chat with you.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you had any questions for me.
I don't think so. I think you covered everything so beautifully. I know we were going to discuss, when is the best time to book, and you completely covered that, because that is a question we get a lot. And that's a really big thing. And I'm so happy you got to see that brand new ship. That is just incredible. I can't wait to see some of your personal pictures from it. That's great.
I know. Yeah, it is very beautiful. There's just so many things I loved about it. So many details.
What was your favorite area on it? Where do you think when you're cruising that you would be the most?
Yeah, I think that, as I mentioned, no matter where you are, there is an incredible view. So, so I'd have to say that's one thing I loved about the ship, is that, that you have incredible views everywhere. But as soon as I went on board the ship, they have an area where because it's all about learning, they have a theater where they do lectures and talks with the scientists and stuff like that. So I love that kind of stuff. So I'd have to say that might be my favorite. And then as soon as you walk on board, people can go and write down what they saw. So they can write down the birds that they saw. They can write down if they saw whales or if they saw seals. And I thought that was really interesting too. And what a fun thing to do. So there's just so many quiet spaces where you can just sit and relax throughout the ship. So it would be hard for me to choose my favorite. And I was also thought that the guest rooms are incredible. They're spacious, they're beautiful. You don't need to leave your stateroom to enjoy the views and experience.
And I
everything.
love the idea of the extra ledge right on the balcony. I think that's incredible to have that, because so often, you're standing there with a beautiful coffee or hot chocolate and you're enjoying the view and you're like, oh, I got to put it down quick, turn around, put it on the table. I want to get up my binoculars. So that's nice to have that ledge. And I think that that's just smart thinking. They're making sure that they've got it. Everything that the guests could possibly need is ready there for you, and right down to the smallest little detail, which is great. So yeah,
Yes.
well, thank you so much for joining me today. It means the world to me that you put all that together and we're able to share your personal experience and some of those amazing deals. So we're gonna have to jump on those quick. But yes, so thank you so much for joining me, and I hope everybody has a great week. We'll see y'all next week, guys. Bye. Hey guys, that was really cool to see some of their expedition ships, to see all of their beautiful, beautiful pictures that they have and their specials for the itineraries. I mean, free airfare, like that's incredible. Air really eats up a lot of the budget I'm finding for my clients, and it's super cool to see that they're including free air, but it's going fast. So you have to reach out to me really, really quickly. And it's info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com, because I want to make sure that you get the dates that you want to go, and to get that free airfare. So, because that's such a good bonus. I'm going to meeting with another cruise line next week. I meet with a different cruise line every single week, and it's so exciting. I love doing it. If you enjoyed these podcasts, that's great. These cruise chats. If you want to listen to the podcast, just audio only while you're on the go, head on over to Cruising the Waves podcast on your favorite channels. And that way you can download them all and you can just listen to it on the go. And I think that it's a great way to just sort of, be able to take advantage of it. But the good part with the YouTube videos is you guys get to see the pictures, because sometimes pictures are 1,000 words. So if you're listening to this on our podcast and you want to see the pictures, head on over to YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you want to listen to this on the go, then hop aboard to the Cruising the Wave podcast. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys next week when I meet with a different cruise line, or maybe I'll see you on board one of our group cruises. Bye for now.